If a woman wants to get intimate, she'll say this: let's get real for a second when a woman wants to take things to the next level. She won't just come out and say it. She'll drop small but powerful hints, little phrases that can reveal her true intentions. Most guys miss these signals because they're not paying attention. But once you know what to look for, it's crystal clear. And here's the kicker. It's not always about physical attraction. Sometimes she's just testing you, checking how you'll react, and seeing if you're on the same page. This is where most men go wrong. They let their emotions take over, or they get stuck chasing after her without even realizing what's happening today. We're diving into 8 things women say that show she's ready to get closer. If you can recognize these, not only will you pick up on her interest, but you'll know exactly how to respond, making sure you stay in control of the situation. I'm James, and I'm here to help you develop a mindset that's rooted in strength and clarity. Like the Stoics taught, it's about being aware of the signals and reacting with purpose, rather than letting emotions run the show. That's how you master your relationships and your dating life. If you're ready to level up, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. 1. You're different from other guys. When she says this, pay close attention. This isn't just a random compliment or a casual remark. No, it's a carefully chosen phrase that cuts through the noise. It's her way of saying, you stand out. And this isn't about you being better than other men, far from it. It's about how you've disrupted her usual pattern of thinking. You've triggered something in her, something she can't quite explain. But it's there. Maybe it's your silent confidence. Perhaps it's the way you lead by example, not needing to constantly assert your dominance because you already own the room without saying a word. Maybe it's the subtle intensity in your gaze or the way your words cut through the triviality of daily life. Or hell, maybe it's the way you make her feel like she's not just another option, but a priority you see in a world of weak men and desperate beta sign one males you've risen above. And that's magnetic when she says you're different. There's a real shift in the dynamic. She's noticing something about you that she can't ignore. There's admiration in her voice, but there's also an under of curiosity. She wants to know more. It's like a puzzle. She's starting to piece together and you're the missing piece. But here's the brutal truth. She's not saying this because you've made her laugh or because you've got a nice shirt on. It's deeper than that. It's about your energy, the way you carry yourself, your boundaries, your unshakable sense of self-worth. These are the qualities that separate the men who are just another face in the crowd from the men who stand out. The men who demand attention without demanding it. And this is where Stoicism comes into play. You see, the Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. You can't control how she feels, but you can control how you show up in the world. And when you lead with that unmovable sense of self, when you are your true, authentic self, unafraid to stand apart from the pack, you don't need to chase anyone, they'll come to you. So when you hear this, don't dismiss it. It's a sign. It means you've cracked her emotional armor. And that's when things start to get interesting. This isn't flattery, it's a silent invitation to explore where things could go. But remember, as a man of purpose, you don't need her approval. You don't need anyone's validation. But when she sees something different in you, it's a powerful signal that you've unlocked a deeper level of connection. The question is, what will you do with it? 2. I feel like I can be myself around you. When she says this, stop and let it sink in. It's not just a random statement or an attempt at small talk. No. This is a powerful admission, one that shows a level of emotional trust and comfort that most men will never experience in their lifetimes. And believe me, this is a big deal. Let's get real for a second. Most men never give women the space to truly be themselves. They either play games, hide behind masks, or are too desperate for validation to allow the woman to actually show up as her true self. But when she says this, it means that you've done something few men can. You've created an environment intentionally or not where she doesn't. Sign number 2, have to fake it. She's not worried about being judged. She doesn't feel the need to impress or act a certain way. She can just be her, and that's the ultimate power of connection. This doesn't happen overnight. You don't get to this level of comfort and safety by pretending to be something you're not. You've earned her trust without manipulation or gimmicks, and make no mistake, this is more than just physical closeness. This is emotional intimacy. Think about it. Emotional intimacy is what separates the men who get access to women's bodies from the men who earn access to their hearts, and that's what she's letting. You know, when she says this, she feels valued, she feels understood, she feels accepted, and that's exactly what most women crave but rarely find. But let me hit you with some cold, hard truth. Women aren't going to tell you this unless you've shown that you are a man who is capable of holding space for their vulnerability. You've got to be the kind of man who doesn't just react emotionally or defensively when she opens up. You need to be the rock, the steady force she can lean on without fear of being let down. If you do this right, her walls will come down and she'll start to trust you more than she's trusted any man before. And here's where Stoicism can shift your understanding. The Stoics teach us to be present, to not react impulsively, and to be steady in the face of chaos. The calm, steady presence you project is exactly what creates the space. She feels safe in the Stoics. Also, remind us that emotions, while natural, are not always to be trusted. We must learn to detach from emotional responses that can cloud our judgment. So when she says she can be herself around you, it's a sign that you've learned to control your own emotional reactions. You've created that safe, calm space by not being swayed by her mood, her energy, or the fleeting nature of her feelings. This level of emotional depth is rare. Most men can't provide that type of security. They're too busy trying to impress, to show off, to win her over, but by simply existing as your true self. Steady, calm, and unwavering, you become the man who is able to connect with her on a deeper level. So when she says, I feel like I can sign number 3, be myself around you, understand that it's a powerful statement. You've cracked the code to emotional intimacy. It's no longer about what you say or do to impress her. It's about the space you provide for her to just be. And that's how real connections are made. 3, we should have hung out somewhere more private. When she says this, don't let it slip past you. It's not just an offhand suggestion. No, this is her way of telling you exactly what's on her mind. She wants you to herself, the setting that's secondary. What matters is that she's pushing for a more intimate space, somewhere away from the noise, away from distractions, and just you and her. Think about it. The idea of spending time in a more private place isn't about the location itself. It could be watching a movie at home, taking a stroll through an empty park, or finding a quiet corner where you can talk for hours. But the key is that she wants a space where the only focus is the two of you. And let's face it, this isn't something she says to just any guy. Let's cut through the sugarcoating. If she wants to be alone with you, it means she's interested on a level that goes beyond surface attraction. She's not just looking for physical closeness. She's signaling that she values the time, the conversation, and the emotional connection. This is deeper than you might think. This is about creating a space for meaningful interaction where you can be yourself without the outside world interrupting. Now, if you're sharp enough to see this for what it really is, you can understand the power of her trust. The simple act of wanting to hang out in private is her way of letting you know she feels safe and comfortable with you. She's signaling that she trusts you enough to be vulnerable, to let down her guard in a world where so many men chase instant gratification and validation. Being trusted enough for this level of intimacy is a rarity. But here's the cold truth. Most men will never get to this point because they fail to build that trust. They fail to create a space where she feels safe enough to even consider this kind of intimacy. They're too busy trying to impress her with shallow gestures or relying on over-the-top sign number 4 attempts to get her attention. What they don't realise is that in the end, it's the subtle signs of trust and connection that matter most. And this is where the power of Stoicism comes in. The Stoics believed in mastering self-control and keeping a steady mind no matter what. In your interactions with her, don't get swept up in the rush for validation or the excitement of physical attraction. Stay calm, stay composed. By doing so, you create the kind of stable presence that she can trust. You show her that you're not just another guy looking to score or get her attention with shallow tricks. Instead, you're a man who operates with a level of emotional maturity that invites trust. You're steady in your actions, unwavering in your focus. This is what makes her feel comfortable enough to bring up something as intimate as wanting to be in a private place with you. When she makes that suggestion, recognize it for what it is. A clear sign of interest and trust. Don't let it slip by. Without acknowledgement, respond with the calm assurance of a man who knows his value. Remember, when you operate from a place of stoic strength, one that isn't rattled by external noise or desperation for validation, you become the kind of man who not only attracts women, but also commands their respect. So when she says we should hang out somewhere more private, it's your cue to step up. Recognize the deeper meaning behind her words, and act with the quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly how to handle such a moment. This is your opportunity to deepen that connection. Don't waste it. 4. I trust you. Let's be real for a second when a woman says those words. I trust you. It's not a casual compliment or a throwaway phrase. This is a serious statement. A woman doesn't trust just anyone. She's not handing out this kind of privilege like, it's candy. No, this is the result of something deeper, something you've earned in today's world. Trust is a commodity more valuable than gold, yet it's in short supply. Everyone's got their walls up, everyone's playing games. But when she turns to you and says she trusts you, understand this, you've cracked through the armor. You've reached a level where she feels safe around you. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. This is big trust, isn't? Sign Batu 5. Something you get for free, you don't deserve it, you earn it. Trust is a test, and it's one that most men fail. Many guys think they can get trust just by showing up, by making empty promises, or by being the loudest guy in the room, but women, they see through that. Das tut novices. They've learned to pick up on authenticity, on consistency. So when she says those 3 words, I trust you, it's a marker. It's a sign that you've proven yourself in ways that go beyond superficial attraction. It's the result of showing up time after time, being reliable and consistent in who you are. You've shown her that you're not going to bail when things get hard. You've shown her that you don't need her validation or approval, but you respect her enough to allow a bond to grow organically. But here's where it gets real. And where most men slip up, you've got to respect that trust. The last thing you want to do is take it for granted, or worse yet, abuse it. This is the part where the brutal reality of the red pill world comes in. Trust is fragile. You're not just entrusted with her emotions, her vulnerabilities, but with a connection that can deepen into something real, something powerful. And if you betray that trust, even once it's gone, it's destroyed. Now, as a man who's rooted in the principles of Stoicism, you understand that this moment is about more than just emotional validation. It's about maintaining control over your actions, especially when emotions run high. The Stoics taught us that we are not at the mercy of our emotions or circumstances. We control how we respond. In your case, when she trusts you, it's not an invitation to take advantage of her or become complacent. It's a call to step up to maintain your integrity and to continue demonstrating that you are worthy of that trust the moment you slip into weakness, insecurity, or dishonesty, that trust will evaporate faster than you can blink. This is where your discipline and self-control are put to the test. If you're truly practicing Stoicism, you understand that trust is a reflection of who you are, not just what she sees in you. You don't let external factors dictate your actions. You're unmoved by the fleeting emotions or desires that might tempt lesser men. You show up consistently knowing that by controlling yourself, you create the space for her to trust you more and for the relationship. Sign number 6, to grow into something deeper. So when she says, "I trust you," look at it for what it is. A rare gift, something earned through your actions, not your words. Don't buy it up. Show her that you're worthy of that trust by continuing to be the man she believes you to be. Maintain that unshakable Stoic mindset, one that does not bend or break under pressure. And you'll see that trust grow into something more profound, something even more meaningful. Remember, in a world that's full of superficial connections, real trust is rare. Don't be the man who ruins it. Be the one who builds on it. All right, now that we've covered some of the key phrases to watch for, I want to know, have you ever experienced something like this? Maybe a woman said something that made you wonder if she was testing the waters or giving you a signal. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "She's testing me." If you've ever been in that situation, I'm curious to hear how you handled it. Let's keep this conversation going, because understanding these signals is key to mastering your interactions. Don't hold back. I'll be reading your thoughts. 5. You smell really good. At first, this might seem like a simple compliment about your cologne maybe, but don't underestimate it. Scent is a powerful tool we use to connect with others. When a woman tells you, "You smell really good," she's reacting to something deeper than just your fragrance. Scent is primal. It's one of the strongest ways humans connect. It's not about your soap or cologne. It's about the way you make her feel when she's near you. Her senses pick up on your presence, on your confidence, and that attracts her. When she says this, she's not just talking about how you smell. She's saying, "I like being around you." She's drawn to you emotionally and physically. It's a subtle but strong sign that she's interested, that she feels safe and comfortable in your presence. From a Stoic perspective, this aligns perfectly with the philosophy of being present. Your scent is an extension of your presence, your inner calm and confidence. The Stoics taught us to project strength and clarity through everything we do. When you're grounded in who you are, your energy radiates and it becomes part of your essence. Something. Sign number 7, women naturally gravitate towards. It's not just about smelling good, it's about being a man who knows who he is, who projects strength without needing validation. Your scent is an outward sign of your inner control, discipline, and confidence. So take it as a compliment, but also recognize it for what it is, proof that your presence is commanding and magnetic. You've built an environment around you where she feels comfortable and drawn to you, and that's the power of self-mastery, a core tenet of Stoic philosophy. 6. I've never told anyone this before. When a woman drops this line, it's not just a casual remark, it's a moment of vulnerability, an admission that she's opening up to you in a way she hasn't with anyone else. This isn't something women do lightly sharing. A deeply personal story, a piece of her past, or a hidden truth is a big deal. And if she's doing it with you, take note. This isn't just about her telling you a secret. It's about the trust she's placing in you. Trust isn't given easily, especially in a world where everyone has their guard up, where vulnerability is often seen as a weakness. But not in this case. When she says this, she's giving you a glimpse into her world. A world she's carefully protected. A world she's now offering to you. She feels something different when she's with you, something safe. She's comfortable enough to peel back the layers and expose herself to you. And that's a rare thing. It's her way of saying, "You're different. I trust you." If you want to keep this trust intact, it's crucial that you handle it with care. Remember, vulnerability is a gift. It's a delicate thing, like holding fire in your hands. If you act recklessly, if you dismiss it or use it against her, that trust will shatter. And once it's broken, it's almost impossible to rebuild now. From a Stoic perspective, consider this. The Stoics taught us that trust comes from actions, not words. It's built on consistency, integrity, and emotional control. By earning her trust through your actions, you become a man who is grounded. Someone she can rely on in moments like these. Your response matters. Stoicism teaches us to master our emotions. And this is the perfect opportunity to show that you are not only a man of action, but also a man who understands the value of emotional sign number 8, intelligence. You don't just respond in the traditional sense. You act with care, with the precision and clarity of a Stoic. If she opens up to you, take it seriously, listen, be present, respect the vulnerability, the deeper, the trust, the stronger, the connection. And that connection, that's the foundation of something real, something rare, and something you can build on if you handle it, right? 7. What would you do if I kissed you? It might sound playful, but there's more than meets the eye. This question isn't a random remark. It's a calculated test. She's testing your reaction, trying to gauge how you feel about her without risking herself. She wants to know if you feel the same, but without putting herself in the vulnerable position of making the first move. This is where you, as a man, need to exercise emotional control. How you respond matters if you react too quickly or nervously. You risk looking desperate or unsure if you act indifferent. You send the signal that you're not really invested, but if you remain calm, composed, and confident, you show her that you're in control, not just of the situation, but of yourself in this moment. You're being tested on your ability to navigate the tension between desire and discipline. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in self-control, and this situation is a perfect example. You're not just being asked to make a move. You're being asked to maintain control over your impulses and your emotions. Your response could make or break the connection. A man who reacts with purpose and clarity will naturally lead the relationship forward. This isn't about playing games. It's about knowing when to act and when to stay composed. How you handle this moment speaks volumes about who you are. The Stoics believed in mastering yourself, and in this test, you get to show if you've truly mastered your own desires, handle it with confidence, and you'll prove that you're the man she's looking for. 8. I feel a connection with you that I can't
explain. Now, this phrase is a revelation. It's not just a casual comment. It's a glimpse into something deeper, something raw and powerful. When she says this, she's telling you that there's something between you two that transcends the typical attraction. It's not just about your looks or the chemistry that's immediately obvious. No, this is an emotional pull, something primal and unspoken, a bond that has emerged whether either of you were ready for it or not. She may not be able to explain it in words, but her body and heart have already felt it. That connection. It's rare, man. You won't hear that kind of thing every day. It's not just about the surface-level stuff that fades with time. This is a bond that could build and grow into something far more meaningful, something that challenges both of you to evolve into better versions of yourselves. Think about it. This is where real potential lies. When a woman admits to feeling a connection, she's giving you a rare opportunity, an invitation to explore where this could go. This is where most men drop the ball. They don't take it seriously. They dismiss it as just a fleeting moment or let their emotions cloud their judgment. But this is where a man's strength lies, in his ability to take such moments seriously, to recognize the opportunity without getting caught in the emotional whirlwind. From a Stoic perspective, self-control isn't just about resisting temptation, it's about clarity and focus in the face of strong emotions. The conclusion: how a Stoic man responds to these signals. Stoics understood that the world would throw endless distractions at you, but it's how you respond that matters. When she says this, it's an invitation to focus on the connection, on the potential, on the future. Don't let the chaos of emotions cloud your judgment. Respond to this with calm assurance. And show her that you are the man who understands the power of what's unfolding. This is where you build the foundation for something deeper. In the end, how you handle this moment can determine whether you let the connection slip away or use it to create something powerful and lasting. Now that you know how to spot the signs when a woman is ready to get closer, there's another key thing you need to understand: how her actions, like a simple hug, can say more than words. If you want to dive deeper into the psychology of women and learn what her hug really means, click the video that's showing on your screen right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. I'll see you over there. Oh, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening topics like this. Thanks for watching.